All right, listen up. I've got something to get off my chest. And if you've been feeling frustrated about a job, you're going to want to stick around for this because you are not alone. Let's dive in.
Everyone else is looking for a job right now. I feel your pain. I never thought I would be 36 years old with, undergraduate degree from a UC school and a master's degree and legitimately unemployable. Yes, I slowed down my career in real estate the last 6 years to raise my kids, and that seems like I'm now, it doesn't matter. And I know that I took time off and that's on me, but it shouldn't mean that I can't even get a job anywhere. Why did I go to school? Why did I try so hard through high school to get into a good college? And then I worked my ass off in graduate school because I really enjoyed what I was finally learning, and basically all to be told, I should have done something else. And I'm, unemployable. It's really depressing.
Could someone tell me what I'm doing wrong? I have been applying for a minimum of 10 to 25 jobs every single day for the last 3 months, and I've been doing it consistently. I haven't even received a rejection letter. It says, "Thank you for applying," and then no word. There's no application status, there's nothing. My last real job, they fired me because I didn't want to take advantage of small business. I have gotten calls and stuff, and it's always, "Oh, you're overqualified," but then other jobs I'm underqualified. What is it? I am very proud to be Tamil, by the way, but on my resume I don't put my last name anymore because it is very traditional, and I don't even want that affecting my, if people are not going to even talk to me. And then on top of that, everything is expensive. I don't even want to do much with my money. I just want to be able to take care of my dog. Don't worry, I'm not going to cry on camera. But, okay, so I have a problem with being too honest, apparently. So I've been working on it by not speaking. I don't know what else to do. Do you know how embarrassing it is to move back to your family's house at the age of 26? I thank God every single day for not having a kid. A kid would obviously be a blessing, but I couldn't imagine what other people are going through with kids. The stupid thing about this is I hate crying, and I usually don't cry, but yeah, I don't know. I just want a job. I'm not saying I don't want free money. I want to work for it. I want a real job. I want a good job. It could be minimum wage. I forgot to tell you this. I was offered a job 3 months ago, and the only reason I rejected it because it was all the way in the south. It was night shift, and I would be getting paid minimum. Oh, sorry, not minimum. $15.50. I literally lost my studio because I didn't want to pay 1.5 every single month. I haven't really lost hope, but I don't know, you're supposed to make connections, so if there's literally anyone who knows of a job, this is one of my chances, so please just, I don't know, I have a good resume, I think. This is pathetic.
It took me 7 months to find a job. After being unemployed for this long, I feel like I was going crazy. I feel like something was wrong with me, maybe I'm not good enough. But it should not take this long to find a job. After talking to all of y'all on TikTok, I know I'm not the only one who has been in this boat and, has been unemployed for this long. But the fact that all of us are going through this just speaks to the system and just how problematic and fucked up it is, right? It should not take this long. I'm 29, and if it's taking me this long to find a job, I can only imagine how hard it is for new grads and for older folks, right? I've seen jobs that are entry level and they need like 2-3 years of experience. Like, how are these new grads supposed to enter the market like this? This is just horrible. I really feel for all these new grads and these older folks, you know, who are looking for jobs. I hope it does not take this long for everybody to find a job, but it is rough out here. So I really feel for all of y'all, and it just sucks. It should not be this complicated.
I was laid off 6 months ago, and the job market is trash. So I was laid off 6 months ago from a company where I was in human resources, and it was because of financial reasons, right? And since then, I have submitted about close to 150 applications and have had 2 interviews. When I tell you I've submitted 150 applications, I'm talking about from a barista to HR manager, anything and everything in between, so that I can have some income, so I can help support my family, and I can't get a call back. I'm a military spouse, and today there was a job fair on base, so I went. I talked to maybe about 25 people or so, maybe a few more. And when I tell you, when I hand over my resume, we start talking, I'm going over my job experience, my education, they repeatedly have told me, wow, you have a very impressive resume. Okay, cool. Hire me then. Let's have an interview. Are you hiring? Well, no, we're not really hiring right now. Yes, we're hiring, but we don't really have anything in human resources. It's so discouraging, so discouraging to consistently be rejected. I talked to one recruiter in particular, handed her my resume, like, hey, can you take a look? Let me know if you can think of anything that I might be a good fit for. She's reading it and she's like, people should be chomping at the bit to like interview you, to hire you. And I mean, I'm about to have my MBA in about 3 weeks, so I'm 3 weeks away from graduating. She's like, with your education, your work experience, like the way you present yourself, like people should be chomping at the bit. They're not. Why not? Right? And I'm applying for hybrid, remote, in-person jobs, and I cannot get a fucking call back. I can't get an email back. All I get is automated messages or nothing. I get completely ghosted. You apply and nothing ever happens. I don't get it. It's clearly not my resume. Multiple people have looked at it. Multiple recruiters have looked at it. Multiple people saw it today, and all of them said, this is very impressive. It is hard. I applied for a position where they had 2,400 applicants. 2,400 applicants for a remote job. That's crazy. Anyway, I feel a little bit better today after the job fair and getting positive feedback about, you know, my resume and stuff like that. But it is so discouraging. If you have a job, keep it. The job market sucks. Anyway, that's my rant.
Can we talk about how damn near impossible it is to find a job these days? Like, I'm at a point where I feel so anxious because it's completely out of my control. I'm doing everything I can, but literally no freaking results. I have my freaking master's, and I know the stuff that I'm applying to, I am more than qualified for because it's literally things that I did in the past, things that I did at my previous internship. But yeah, let me tell you 3 different updates that I have that happened throughout this week. So first of all, I got ghosted by a recruiter. I sent a follow-up email, no response. Second update, this is from a different company. So I reached out to someone on LinkedIn and he looped me in with someone from HR. So she emails me and she's like, give me your resume. And then I was like, okay, so I sent her my resume. And then she says, but reminder, our entry-level positions are only for students who are graduating between December 2024 to June 2025. I graduated last year, so that does not work. So I asked, is there any way I can be considered for these roles, or it's like strictly for graduates between, you know, this upcoming year? And she was like, yeah, you can't apply. So it's like, what am I supposed to do? Okay, third update. So I had a phone interview today with another company. This is the third company, right? And it went really well, but she was like, oh, we're hiring for fall 2025. That's a year from now. So it's like, I can't be considered for a role because I graduated earlier. Your position is starting a year from now. I get ghosted. So like, what the hell am I supposed to do? Like, everything that I go to, it becomes a dead end. And I'm at a loss. Like, I literally don't know what to do. And I am tweaking out right now.
Hey, does anybody know, are workplaces still, like, hiring people to do work? Like, you know, you go to your job, right, where you go to work every day? Well, do they still do that? Are we still all on board? Are we in agreement that we're all still doing that? Like, you know, you go to a place and you trade your time and ostensibly your presence for things like money and like benefits and stuff like that. Like, does that still exist? Because here's the thing, I've been applying for jobs for like over a year now. And I got a part-time job. I'm working 2 jobs right now, and I've still been applying and stuff like that. And I can't even get an interview. Like, do they still do interviews? Is that still part of the process? I get that I'm kind of in like a weird position, and I don't know if anybody else is finding themselves in this position. But I'm a little older now. I'm going to turn 33 soon. And I've been self-employed for kind of a while, and I'm trying to get back into the field that I was pursuing before I became self-employed, and I can't do it. I can't get an entry-level job. I can't get a job answering phones. I can't get literally any full-time job that would give a 33-year-old boy such as I, healthcare, or what do you call the thing? Like a 401k? I can't get it. They won't let me. I've been trying for over a year. They don't want me to do that.
I was just wondering if you guys are hiring at this location.
But we're not currently hiring.
Hi, I was just wondering if you guys are hiring.
At the moment, we are not. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Thank you. Hey, I was just wondering if you guys are hiring.
At the moment, we are not.
Hi, I was just wondering if you guys are hiring.
We currently aren't hiring at the moment.
The job market is so bad that people aren't even going back to full-time work anymore. I was scrolling on LinkedIn earlier, just kind of catching up on things, and I'm seeing a lot of people talking about how they're just choosing to freelance or contract work, not even creatively, like cleaning houses, like making websites, Uber Eats, anything considered contract work. They're actually making more money doing multiple part-time jobs than picking one full-time job and like getting underpaid and overworked. I never thought I would see that in our society where people are just so over it. Obviously there are people getting hired, but like there's also a lot of people that are been searching for like 6 months to a year and they just don't want to deal with it anymore. It's the endless interviews, it's the endless rejection. I mean, it gets really tiring after a while. If you don't have a job, got laid off, or you're unemployed right now, are you like pounding out job interviews? Are you trying to get part-time jobs, or are you starting your own business? The world is so different now.
For anyone that doesn't have a job or isn't actively looking for a job, the job market is absolutely cooked. For reference, I graduated from the University of Virginia with a 3.6 GPA in computer science. But today I received a decision on my McDonald's application. Thank you for applying to the role. The competition was high. You were among a number of very strong candidates. We decided to move forward with other applicants. So I appreciate your interest in McDonald's. All jokes aside, the job market is absolutely horrendous. Since I graduated, I have applied to over 733 jobs. I've only gotten 2 second-round interviews and 0 offers. If you can refer me for a coding job, or you can help me get a coding job, please message me.
All right, this is a post from Reddit talking about the UK job market. It says, "It's killing me too. The job market is effing me around. So I had to accept a job I don't want, which pays less, 23k, than I was getting before, 27k, to pay my £780 rent in an 8-person house share, which is driving me round the bend. I didn't expect to still be doing this in my 40s. So this post from Reddit just solidifies what I've been saying on my TikTok account, which is that people are staying in HMOs for longer, and HMOs are killing people who are over the age of 30. When you hit 30, most people want to start a family, they want to start building, they want to start getting into a solid relationship, and they want to start looking for a long-term partner. You can't do this if you're in a HMO. You can't raise kids inside of a HMO. And it creates a very strange dynamic when you're in a HMO in your 40s and you're showing people who are just coming out of university, or maybe even in university, in student housing. Not to mention, going back to the UK job market, this guy is in his 40s and he's getting paid £23,000 a year. In your 40s, that just simply isn't a great wage. Now, I don't know what this person's circumstances. Obviously, life has its twists and turns and things happen sometimes. But it's going to be super challenging in your 40s to be able to get by on £23,000. Now, this person probably will be getting universal credit as well to top that up. But the fact is, they're paying £780 rent for a room in an 8-person house share. That, to me, is an extortionate amount of money. Now, this person doesn't say whether they live in London or not. I'm guessing not, because if it was London, that number is probably going to be higher. But it just goes to show you the state of things in the UK right now with the job market, people's social mobility, the housing, and the general economy. And I think generally this country is going down the drain faster than we think.
Before this app gets deleted, where do you guys work? Quickly, before this app gets deleted, where do you guys work? Preferably remote, but I will take what I can get. Where do you guys work?
Okay, can we just talk about the terrible job market for a second? Why is it so hard to get minimum wage jobs these days? Like, I remember when I first started working, it was so easy to get a job with no experience. You would just walk in and fill out an application, and if they were hiring, you were likely to get it, and if you didn't, you went to the next place and like you would get something. But no, every single job I apply for, I get denied. Like, here's an example. I applied at Starbucks recently, and I have previous barista experience, okay? And there's no reason why I shouldn't be qualified for this job. I've applied at Starbucks so many times over the years, and I keep getting denied. Like, look at this. So I just kind of scratched out the location for security reasons. But this is a denial email that I applied for this job like a month ago. And I'm just now hearing back just to be denied, but they're actively hiring. Like, I get emails every week saying to apply, but then they just deny me. Like, why hire or advertise your hiring if you're not going to actually hire people? And I'll go in there and they're all scrambling, they're short-staffed, but they won't hire people. Like, what is with this job market? And I work 2 jobs. I'm self-employed for some of it, and then I work at the college that I attend as well. But I also wanted another job to kind of get some extra money in to help pay off some bills or establish a savings, because I am a college student and savings hard. But I just keep getting denied. So if someone's looking for work, don't just tell them, oh, you're just lazy, just apply for jobs. They just deny you. So don't come for us.
I'm just gonna do this long form. And so I just met with a black woman who gave me some really nice career advice. And it was a great conversation. As far as, you know, you need to find your passion, you need to find this. I'm like, I know my passion. I just can't be paid from it, you know? And the thing was, like, I came from fashion design. I did fashion design since 2012. And I'm still doing freelancing, right? But I'm like, at this point, I just need to pay my bills, right? I can't get hired in retail. I can't get hired in customer service. I can't get hired in, you know, the most basic shit. Not with my resume. Not with my resume. And not even if I redo my resume. I'm like, I have a retail resume, but I haven't worked retail since 2015. I'm like, what am I supposed to do when I have bills to pay? This is so frustrating. And I get, like, her conversation was very helpful about, you know, career and goals and reshaping your life, and I get that, but I am exhausted. I am exhausted with going on 2-round interviews at places. I am exhausted with trying to convince people that I can do whatever job they put in front of me. I am exhausted. I don't have to be passionate about, you know, whatever role that I'm going towards, or even 100% passionate about. Like I've applied for a lot of consumer focused, or I guess customer service focused jobs, but maybe a little bit higher up. But like, one job just kept trying to convince me how boring it was on the 2nd round interview that they made me come in for. Like, oh, it's boring. It's so boring. And I'm like, fashion is not always fun. I just want a job. Like, I can write a report. I can put together a PowerPoint. I can talk to people. I can motivate people. I can come up with a bunch of different ideas. I don't want to have to hustle every damn time. I want the security of just being able to pay my mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. You want somebody who is going to be here. Like, girl, I just want security. I'm going to do whatever the fuck you need me to do. And trying to convince people that I can do basic things with 13 years of fucking fashion design on my resume is hard as shit. I am getting very frustrated. And like, the only other option is freelancing. But then you have to hunt down people and find more freelance gigs to be consistent. And so I'm fucking tired. I'm tired. I probably should call my sisters and have this conversation, and I will. But just know a bitch is tired. I'm tired.
How am I supposed to get a job when all of these jobs want previous experience? But how am I supposed to get the experience if none of these jobs will hire me unless I have the flipping experience? Where do you want me to get the experience from if you're not going to hire me unless I already have the experience? How am I supposed to get the experience? Tell me now, please. I'm meant to pull it out my ass. Where am I meant to get it from? Tell me. Look, I'm sorry, yeah, but you're not urgently hiring if I'm out here begging on my knees, begging you to hire me, and you still won't hire me. If you were really in urgent need of an employee, you'd take me, perfect, pristine employee. So don't lie again. All you people that have had your first jobs, please, I'm begging you, tell me how. Cause how did you get in with no experience? Nepotism is nepotism. You planted, it's nepotism. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, guys. I've lost my flipping marble. Do you know how many jobs I've applied to, right? Do you know how many jobs I've applied to, right?
The job market in the UK is probably the worst it's ever been. I saw another brother on TikTok talking about how hard it actually has been applying for jobs, and 100% he's right. Like, a lot of us are in that boat right now. Like, we'll apply for 20 jobs one day, get rejected. 20 jobs the next day, you get rejected. You might get a few interviews here and there, but it's just like, you know, putting all your eggs in one basket because you're hoping on this one and it just doesn't go through. All this, unfortunately, thank you for applying emails. You know, I'm numb to all of them now. Honestly, it's just a tedious process. Inshallah, it gets better for all of us, you know, all of us that are applying and trying to get in a position where we can get what we're looking for. But damn, the market stinks right now.
There's just like not enough jobs for the amount of people, and you're going up against like 400 people. Like, I was looking for work and I saw the same job that I applied for like be posted again. So they look at the 400 applicants and it's just like not good enough. So imagine that, 2 ads, what's that? If there's 400, maybe like 600 to 800 applicants for one role. And the reason why they can do this is because it's an employer's market right now. So the employers just have all the power. So that means they can just choose the best of the best. Like, people who are not even entry level are the ones that will be going for the entry level roles because they're getting pushed down.
I can't find any job, it feels like, that wants to pay me enough to live.
Okay, update. There was a job aptitude test I had to take recently, and let me tell you all about it. So before I could get an interview, the woman in HR made me aware that I needed to take this exam. I said, not a problem. So many jobs nowadays require these kinds of aptitude tests, so it was nothing abnormal. Now, I logged onto the portal and it told me it was proctored, and I thought, okay, somebody's probably just gonna be watching my screen. Wrong. They had my camera on, they had my microphone on, they made me show my computer screen like around the room to make sure that nobody else was in the room, to show the table, to show underneath the table. It was bizarre. But it doesn't end there. The test itself was 2.5 hours, uncompensated. And I was literally doing this during finals week. And I didn't even get the job interview, so thank you so much.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're having difficulty looking for a job right now, it is not your fault. I get a lot of DMs asking how I can tailor my resume, what are some tips. There is no secret. The job market is literally shit right now. I've been applying for an entire year and I've maybe got back like 10-ish interviews. Try to enjoy this time right now though, because when you get another job, who knows when the next time you're gonna have a break is.
Like, I don't know what to do at this point. I don't know what to do at this point. You mean to tell me I did not get one job from one of those 2 interviews, yeah? And I recently got referred, and that process did not go well as well. At this point, I'm thinking, this is just karma to me. Karma to me. What do I have to do to get a job in Big 24? I can't. Fam, why can't there be a job for every single one of us? Like, why? How much do I have to sell my front to get at least a fucking McDonald's job at this point?
Why is it so hard to find a job? Why is everybody around me getting a job and working towards their life purpose, and I'm here getting rejected time after time after time after time? I'm educated, I'm well-spoken, I'm well-presented, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, and I have been getting a no after no after no for the past 2 years. Even the job that I did get last year, I got made redundant after 2 months. And this year I've been applying, going to interviews, doing everything correctly, and still I get a no. The last job that I went to was a hostess job at a restaurant in Mayfair, and I got rejected from that too. So what the fuck am I doing wrong? I just don't get it. I don't understand why I'm doing everything wrong. And it's so hard to feel positive and keep on going and just being like, okay, I can do this. Maybe like I'm being steered in another direction. Maybe God is trying to give me a sign, but I feel so alone because I don't see the signs. I don't see what I'm supposed to do. I've been applying every day. I applied to 30 fucking jobs. Every day, like I'm on my shit. I message people on LinkedIn, the hostess job. I DM the restaurant on Instagram because I wanted to raise my chances of getting the interview. Went to the trial shift. The trial shift was really good. Nothing went wrong. I did everything correctly, but I still got a no. So I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like, where am I supposed to go at this point? Because I don't know how much I have it in me to keep on staying positive. Because they have successfully broken me down to feel so worthless, so lazy, so stupid. I'm like, what is it? So I want everybody to give me an advice. How are they getting jobs? Because people around me are getting jobs, but I can't get a job. So then I'm thinking, does that mean that I have to move back to Sweden and live there maybe? Because my time in London is done. Maybe that's the sign that you should move out. But London is my home. But it can't be my home anymore because I can't afford to live here. And it's just so hard because I understand if I didn't have the qualifications, but I do, and I'm still not good enough. And I never get feedback on why. Even when they made me redundant, it wasn't a real reason. It wasn't like, oh, you're not doing your job properly, or you're doing this wrong, that wrong. No reason was given. I was just not good enough. And it's like, how do people do this? I don't know what to do. Like, I'm starting to have really bad thoughts, and very dark things are starting to appear in my mind that I don't want to be that person. But at the same time, I want to work. It's not I don't want to work. I want to work. I want to work. I want to be productive. I want to work towards a goal. But I just don't know how people are going about it. So yeah.
I don't think people realize how dehumanizing this job market is, especially if you're not even looking for a job right now. I've been employed for 6 months now, and I have applied to so many jobs. I can't even count how many jobs I've applied to by now. I have tried everything, and people are like, oh, did you try this website? Did you try this one? Yes, I have tried everything. I'm not an idiot. I'm literally just begging for a job. I will literally do anything. Either I'm too qualified, or I'm not qualified enough, or I don't hear back. I've applied to so many jobs where I've gone to the final rounds of interviews. I have invested so much time into them, and either I don't get the job or I just get ghosted completely. I've reached out to so many people to get referrals, to share my information. I've networked like crazy. Having to say yourself every single day, many times a day, it's exhausting only to keep hearing no. I get it. I feel like at this point, I'm never gonna get a job. Like, I did everything that I was supposed to do. I went to college, I got my degree from a good school. I grinded at my last jobs. I've had so many achievements in my career development. And it's like, why can I still not get a job? It should not have to be this hard. Like, this job market is dehumanizing. It can't just be me. Like, I'm trying to stay hopeful, but like, what am I supposed to do?
I feel like I'm being gaslit by America. America is telling me that there's so many jobs abundant, and I've been applying for 2 years. I graduated 2 years ago with a degree in marketing, and I have not been able to find a job. Where are they? Like, if you have a job right now, how would you get it? And was it like nepotism? Like, were you handed the job? Like, I have no idea how people are getting jobs. Honest to God, I get ghosted by companies left and right. They say that the dating world right now is crazy with like ghosting. Hell no. Have you tried finding a job in 2025? You get ghosted left and right. I did a 2-part interview with a company that ended up ghosting me. I followed up with them 3 separate times to hear nothing back. No, like, hey, you could have worked on this, or like, no, you didn't get the job, nothing. Nothing. And like I was so excited, I was like very confident I got the job, but yeah, so lesson learned, if you have a job right now, do not leave it. If you just graduated, good luck, unless like you know someone. I've even gone the referral process, so I don't really know actually. Yeah, I'm looking for any advice. Like if you're able to find a job right now, like kudos to you, but help a girl out, because I don't want to do dog walking and dog sitting forever. Thank you.
How's the job search going? Not that great. At the end of last year, I was laid off, and so I panicked. I started applying to jobs, studying, working on my portfolio, and admittingly spent too much money on lattes. I did spend some time with friends, traveling, and with family, but I really couldn't be present, to be honest. And that's because I was so focused on finding a job. Literally all my time and energy and my worth was in whether or not I could find a job. And eventually that led me here, crying while eating my breakfast sandwich about a job I didn't get. And so I realized that was very unhealthy, and I took a step back just to go on a trip and enjoy myself, enjoy life, and not focus on a job. And if you're looking for a job, I know it's super tough, but I'm rooting for you, and you will find your next opportunity in the right timing, and you got this.
Canadians are struggling to find jobs all across Canada. As someone who has over 5 years experience in customer service, whether it's in fast food or being a sales associate, I myself cannot find a job. So I cannot imagine what it's like for younger people going into the workforce. Companies like McDonald's and Tim Hortons aren't even hiring. Like, they are hiring, but I've had applications rejected not once, but twice, even though I'm overqualified for the job. I honestly don't know how Canadians are making a living. Why is there such a job shortage, and why can't we get hired? There is no reason that fast food companies cannot hire people my age or younger. And this is happening all across Canada. Like, what are we supposed to do? Jobs want experience, yet won't give it to us. So are we just supposed to sit at home all day? It's also ironic because it's the same people that say Gen Z and the younger generation don't.
What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I can't be the only one, right? And hey, if this rant hit home, smash that like button and share it with someone who gets it.